Alright guys, it's time for another video. This time I'm going to be working on the Centipede again, one of my favorite cabinets. Love this, love all the games on it. One thing that kind of bothered me always was on a real Centipede machine, the control panel looks a little different. What about these 1 and 2 player buttons? That's not the way they were. They were a specific Atari button, which was this guy here, and that's what I want to put on this machine just because I think it would look super cool to have the original style Atari buttons. So you know, this is not going to be a step-by-step video. I'm just going to quick show you how I did it, and if you want to do it, you'll be able to know how to do it just from what I show you, but I'm not going to go step by step. So, you know, this guy, you'll wind up taking that out. And we're gonna, if you notice, the Atari, we'll call this a Volcano button. I don't know if that's what it's really called or not. But they're smaller than this, so they can fall right through this hole that's there. So you're gonna have to make some sort of an adapter or something. Now, fortunately, I got my dad to make me an adapter. And the adapter kind of looks like this. So this bezel will be big enough so that it won't fall through, and the bottom side, the switch is going to fit right up in there like that. See, now I got one ready to go here. There it is, there mounted. So you got the button on there, and then you got the switch sitting in that slot. See how that works? That's the way I decided I wanted to do it. And then when you put it in here, it's going to look like this. Look how cool that looks. And it's going to light up, and I'll go through that and I'll go through the wiring. But as far as the top of the control panel, this is how it's going to be. And then, you know, I'm going to have the second one here. And it's going to look a little bit more like a Centipede. Okay, so here we are looking at the bottom side of the control panel. Here's my piece I'm going to put in. If you notice, there's 2 little screws there. That's what's going to prevent it from falling back out. Watch as I put this up from underneath. Now that there's nothing really holding it in. So those screws, what I'm going to do, hang on. I have this clear piece of plastic here. And it's hard to do this. Okay, there we go. So that hole is lined up with that clear piece of plastic. I'm going to put a screw in there and a screw on the other side with another clear piece of plastic, and that's going to keep it from falling out like that. It's going to be like attached. Right? That's how I do that. Okay, so as far as the wiring goes for these switches, I have the arcade game factory marquees on all my machines. I'm just going to tap right into the 12 volts that is coming from that. So if I look behind it, they give you a little toggle switch, and then the wires come off the toggle switch. Long story short, there's 12 volts coming in here, and I'm just using that 12 volts. It's going to come out here and feed each switch. Okay, don't forget you got to have the 220 ohm resistor. Is going to come in on this leg here, and then the red wire I have coming out, going over to the next switch to feed the next switch, and the white wire comes from my 12 volts here, and then it jumps like this over to this switch. And as far as attaching these here, I'm just going to use the same wires off the original switches. I have another helpful hint for you. The way these Volcano switches work, if you look at this one, this is the switch without the Volcano on it. Okay, this is the one with the switch with the Volcano. These are known to be, I got these from Arcade, what's it called? The Arcade Shop. I'll leave a link in the description. But these buttons are known to be sticky, like they stick, the button part actually sticks to the Volcano part, and it doesn't it'll sometimes stick down. So a way to remedy that is to get some pledge, you know, like they use for dusting your furniture, spray it on a rag, and then just kind of coat the whole button just real lightly with a nice coating of pledge, and then kind of buff it off. And pledge makes plastic very slippery, so this button will no longer stick to the Volcano. Once you put the Volcano on the top, it will no longer stick inside there, because it's just the slightest amount of friction, and that pledge makes a real slick surface. And so that, like this one was sticking before, and now you see it works perfect every time. Even if you hold it, even if you try to move it side to side, it works perfect. It doesn't stick. So remember that the pledge will work wonders for you. Now I'll show you the finished product. It's all put back together, everything's working. Okay, so we have here Centipede, and then the buttons, they look great. That's exactly how they should look. So it wasn't too bad of a project. Now I'll leave the link below where you can get the buttons. And that's it. Not much more to say. I guess if you really wanted it to be authentic, you'd make them blink. Because I believe on Centipede, when the game is in standby mode, I believe these are blinking. But I'm not sure about that, and I'm not going to do that. So there you have it. Hope you can use it.